Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get started on crocheting and some of the basics of some of the stitches and stuff. So to get started, what I have here is I have a size H 5.00 millimeter hook. Don't know if you can actually see that or not, but it's size 8, American Standard. It's 5.00 millimeter H. The yarn that I'm using today is a 4-ply worsted weight yarn. I'm using pink because that's my favorite color. But if you want to see the brand that I'm using, this is actually came off of a very small spool. But the brand is the same as this brand. This is the brand that I like to use, and you can see here that it says it's size 4 worsted weight yarn. It even shows you here the type of threads and stuff that you can use that's recommended for use with this yarn. It says here that you should use, that you should use a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. This is for knitting. This tells you information that you need for knitting. This is for crochet. It says that to make a blanket that is 10 by 10 centimeters by 4 by 4 inches, then you should use a 5.5 millimeter hook. But yeah, I'm not doing that. I typically use my H hook. Also, what you're going to need to complete this project is your stitch marker, and I'll show you how to use that in a minute. You're also going to need a needle, a crochet needle. What you're going to do is use this to tie in your tail at the end of your project. I was having some problems today finding the stitch marker. So when I couldn't find it, what I did was I pulled out my bobby pin, and you can honestly use this just as well. You just use it the same way and push it all the way to the end. I like using my stitch markers better, but if you don't want to go to the hassle of buying a pack of like 30 of these things, then a bobby pin will work just as well. Anyway, so to get started, what you're going to do is you're going to take your yarn and get this stuff out of the way because we don't need it yet. You're going to take your yarn and you're going to take this short piece right here in your left hand, and with your right hand you're going to take the longer piece and just wrap it around like that. You cross it over and you wrap it around and you let go, and you see you've got this nice little loop with the longer piece hanging off in the back. What you do is you're going to take your hook, and we're making our first slip knot here. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your hook, reach in and grab the loop that's hanging down, and then you're going to hold on to your tail and your long part, and you're going to pull that piece up through, and then you're going to let go of your tail and pull on your longer piece. And what that does is that secures your slip knot. You can do that holding on to your tail. And you can start your slip knot by holding onto your tail in the right hand. However, when you go to pull, it's going to pull it out. You have to pull the tail in that case. Anyway, this is how I do it. Now, to get started, what I do is I take my yarn and I wrap my index finger around it like that to hold on to it. And I hold on to the base of my work with my middle finger and my thumb. Now, to do a stitch, what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 3. Anytime somebody says to chain 1 or chain 3 or chain 5 or chain up 1, this is what they're talking about. What they want you to do is, they want you to make a simple chain. Now, what some people do is they go behind the work to grab the yarn like this. I don't like to do that. For me, it's a lot more comfortable if I just grab like this. So I'm going to yarn over, and what that means is you wrap your yarn around your hook. So that's yarn over, and you bring it through your first loop. And now we've created our first loop. So that's chain 1, chain 2, yarn over, pull through the loop. That's a chain 3. So now I have a chain of 3, and I hope that you can actually see this clearly. The glare coming through this window is incredible. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to join your circle. How you do that is you just take your hoop, you don't yarn over or anything like that, you just, not your hoop, your hook, and you go into your first loop. You see this first knot that you created here? What you're going to do is you're going to put your hook into that loop, and you can see that there are 2 little loops here on your hook, and you're going to yarn over and bring it through. But what you're going to want to do when you yarn over to join your hoop like this, you're going to want to pull your chain 3 down. And you see what this does when you do that? You can clearly see that there are 2 loops on your hook. What this space is in between here, that's going to be the center of your circle that you're about to create, and all the rest of the stitches that you're going to create for the next round is going to be made inside this circle. So what you want to do is pull your work down, keeping an eye on where your hole is, because it's going to get quite small. And you pull your loop up through your chain 3, keeping an eye on your hole. And now what you're going to want to do is, you see how your tail is kind of being pulled over like this? Wrap your tail around and just pull it back towards here and hold it against your work. Now you're going to just chain over, pulling your work, pulling that another piece through, and that's a chain 1. Now what you're going to do is you're going to find that hole. Look, I found it. Yay, there it is. And now what you're going to do is you're going to do a single crochet. And basically all that is you take your hook and you go inside that hole, hold your tail to your work so that you don't have to worry about sewing it in at the end of your project. So you put your hook into the center of your hole, yarn over, pulling it through, pull up, and now you've got 2 chains, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's a single crochet. And I hope that you can actually see this. I'm going to do that again. For a single crochet, we're going to go into that same hole, yarn over, pull through, pull through 2. And there we go. Now I'm not actually going to create any kind of a project here. That's for you guys to look at when you go to look at the videos. But what I'm doing here is I'm giving you an intro on how to do some of the basic stitches. So I'm going to make another single crochet going into that same hole, yarn over, pull through, you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And that is just your basic single crochet. Now I don't know if you can actually see it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my yarn out a little bit so that I don't lose this. That way I can safely remove my hook. Don't know if you can see it starting to create here, but you can see your stitches in here. And that's really very nice. This is exactly what you want to begin to see here. So now I can just put this in. And now I'm going to show you how to make a double crochet. And what you're going to do is it's just like a single crochet, only before you go into the center of your hole, you're going to yarn over your hook once. So to begin your double crochet, what you're going to do is yarn over. So now you have 1, 2 yarn loops on your hook. Go into the same hole that we've been working on, yarning over in the back, pulling through, if it'll let me. Sometimes it gets caught. Yep, I got caught on something, so I'll have to pull out and try that again. So what happened just there was my hook accidentally grabbed onto a piece of thread from my previous loop. So I had to pull it out and start all over. So just try this double crochet again. One loop is on my hook, so I'm going to yarn over for my double crochet, going into the center hole, yarn over in the back, pulling out a loop, and now I have 3 loops on my hook. What you're going to want to do now is you're going to yarn over and pull only through the first 2 loops. So pull through 1. This could be tricky. Pull through 2. Oops. There we go. Pull through 2. It looks like I just pulled through 3. I didn't. What happened was a piece of yarn from this loop got stuck. So I've only pulled through 2. There are still 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over again and pull through 2. Let's do that double crochet again. Hopefully I don't mess up this time. So what you're going to do to start your double crochet is you're going to yarn over your hook, going into the center hole, yarn over in the back. I'm sorry I keep hitting the camera. Yay. 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's do that again. Yarn over, going into the hole, pulling up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I really hope you all can see this. Now what I'm going to show you is a half double crochet. We've already learned a single crochet and a double crochet, but now what I want to show you is a half double crochet. And it's going to start out very similarly to a double crochet. What you're going to do to start your half double is you're going to yarn over, go into your stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. We have 3 loops, 1, 2, 3, on our string. On our hook, I'm sorry. What you're going to do is yarn over, and you're going to pull this loop through all 3 loops, and that is a double crochet. Let's do that again. Half double crochet. Sorry. Half double crochet is yarn over, go into your hole or stitch, pulling through a loop. We have 3 loops on our work. Yarn over, pulling through all 3 loops, and that's our half double crochet. I'm going to do that one more time. Yarn over, go into our hole, yarn over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pulling through all 3 loops, and that is our half double crochet. As you can see here, we still have a little tiny bit of a tail left inside. As you can see, I have completely crocheted over my tail. So when I'm done with this project, whatever this project turns out to be, I don't have to worry about sewing this one in because in essence, I've already done it. So what you're going to do is just keep your tail towards the back, and now we're going to join